Hi Virgos, welcome to your January 2018 reading. We got a different scenery happening here. I'm on the move. Things have not been slowing down for me. They've been just speeding up, but that's all right. Gotta make do with what you have. So we have the King of Pentacles that just fell out. Pretty good start. So I'm going to be covering homework and relationships. Relationships come in all forms, so keep that in mind. They could be with coworkers, family members, siblings, acquaintances, friends, grandparents, parents, children. So take what applies to you. I deal with energies, so we'll see what comes through. I was MIA there for a while. It was honestly like a wipeout obstacle course for me. The month of December, it was just, I don't even know how I got things done that I got done, where it felt like there needed to be 3 of me. I did have a family member that passed away. I did get a heads up in the Virgo reading. Didn't make sense at the time when I was doing the reading. It later applied to me though, which I'm not gonna lie, freaked me out a little bit. I do have 4 planets that sit in Cancer, so like, and with my Virgo horizon, I can internalize things. Like, I need time to process sometimes, where the month of December didn't give me much time. But we have the Wheel of Fortune that came out. We got the Moon card here. I'm getting like there's some deep-rooted issue that's going to come to light, or some things that are I don't feel like they're bad. I do feel like there's some enlightenment that you're going to get. It's not like the kind of sun enlightenment, you know, where it's like, oh, like with sound effects. It's kind of like more of a whoa type enlightenment. So it's like enlightenment, it's almost like the High Priestess enlightenment, behind the veil type enlightenment, if that makes sense. I said that word quite a bit, but yeah. The King of Pentacles here, this is a loyal companion. I don't know why I said companion, but this is somebody that's loyal. So this would be like your husband, okay? So if there's some things that have been hidden in the past, okay, like your husband's quite loyal. If some of you are suspecting that this man is cheating, it's saying that he's quite loyal, okay? So you want to ensure that you're getting the proper information. So you're not hearing something from somebody who's projecting their own inner fears, somebody that hasn't done the work on themselves, because you could have somebody around you. You got the Moon card here. You see 2 children. They have some childhood wounding they haven't healed from, and they could be projecting it outwards. Also, there could be this would be somebody close to you, somebody that you have roots with, so you've known for a long time. They could be going through some sort of I don't want to say the dark night of the soul, but they're going through some sort of emotional turmoil right now. This person or you is well protected, though. You do have some sort of protection here. You have the Knave of Swords and the Hierophant. Okay, the Hierophant is like the male version of the High Priestess. You could have a Taurus around you. It doesn't have to be a Taurus. It could be a Virgo, Taurus, Sagittarius. I say Virgo because there's 2 crows in here. I always get crows with Virgo, right? For me, crows have a significant meaning. I can usually tell a lot through what crows are doing around me. Synchronicities are important for you guys. The way that you receive enlightenment is not going to be done like in a way where others are going to be able to see it. And I mean, we did just go through Sag Mercury. I think it's still happening right now. For me personally, that's my energy. I have Sag Mercury, so but you do have the sun. So the sun with the moon here, you are getting some sort of complete enlightenment. All right. So for some of you, it was like, okay, you're worried about your spouse cheating on you. It's not happening. Your spouse isn't cheating on you. They're quite loyal. If you have somebody giving you that information, you have the Knave of Swords here. So this is somebody who's quite naive. Doesn't mean they're young, okay, because the Knave means that they're young. But if you see in the picture, the person could be in their 30s. Okay. And if you also see there's like this death thing around them here, it's almost like Scorpio sign here. All right, so a person has some wounding. I'm strongly getting that there's some wounding around a person. They haven't healed with Leo here. This is heart. Okay, Leo rules the heart. All right, it's opposite sign, which is Aquarius. Rules love as well, but it's a overall love. Right, Leo's a little more selfish. They're not selfish, but they're, you know, like the way they love is what's theirs is theirs. Leos don't share. They don't share. So your partner is quite loyal to you. Okay, and whatever's happened in the past, just let it go. If somebody's giving you false information, okay, it's because they're projecting. I am getting they're projecting their childhood fears, their wounds. Well, you got some interesting cards. Okay, so you got the Two of Cups. You have the Ace of Wands. You have the Three of Swords and the High Priestess. Okay? So you have the Hierophant and the High Priestess here. You have the Moon and the Sun here. You guys got like... this is a month of observing. It's definitely a month to observe, to be quiet. It's definitely a month where you want to get grounded. You want to align what you see and what you hear together. I do feel like the enlightenment you guys are going to receive is going to be with the High Priestess here. It could be a Cancer or a Taurus. Pisces can have some significance to you. The High Priestess is represented through Taurus and Cancer, though, usually. I mean, a lot of people say it's Pisces, but the traditional esoteric meaning of it, if you go back to all the, I wouldn't say professors, but, you know, like the superiors of esoteric, the books that they've written, a lot of them stem with Cancer and Taurus as the High Priestess. You're gonna get enlightenment. I feel like, okay, the Three of Swords is because, like, it was what I was saying before. Somebody thinks somebody's cheating. They're not cheating, okay? They're quite loyal and they're quite faithful to you. So you want to ensure that your fears are heard as well as your prayers are heard. I say that quite often. It is true, though, okay? So you want to ensure that you have positive... You have the Sun here. Positive thoughts, right? Because you're going to manifest your fears. You might not necessarily physically manifest them, but you're going to mentally manifest them. So you're going to get somebody who's going to answer that fear for you. And feed it, okay? Which is just going to be like a vicious cycle for you, Virgo. It's going to be a snowball effect, okay? Some of you, what this is it's like distance. You're You live at a distance from somebody that you want to be attached to, but you can't be. And then for others of you, there's some past woundings here that you do have to heal from. They're deep-rooted. Some of you may have to move, and it's possible that you're moving from like a home that you've been in for a long time, or that your children grew up in, even that you grew up in. You have sentimental attachment to it, but it is time to move, and you know it. And it's the Three of Swords is coming up as like it's going to be painful for you to leave that behind. All right. Some of you could be having a new start, a new job or something like that, and you have to move, or it's a new job and you have to leave those people. It's going to hurt you, but it's going to be beneficial towards you. There's something that you're going to separate yourself from that's emotionally harming you, and you know it's emotionally harming you, but it's good for you. Okay, and what we have coming in at work looks quite positive, you guys. All right, you got the Wheel of Fortune, the Hierophant, and the Ace of Wands. Okay, so there's like a path that you have to go on. In order for you to go on it, you have to really stand true to yourself, is what it's saying. Your tradition, your morals, your values. I mean, over time, those change, right? The things that no longer serve you, you get rid of. But it is important that you do have some sort of internal compass to follow, right? You have some sort of standard for yourself. Not a ridiculous standard, but, you know, some sort of moral compass to follow. With the High Priestess here and the Hierophant, these are rules, not necessarily that society follows, but it's like the higher powers that be, you know, answering to those rules, abiding by those rules. Sounds weird, but there could be a situation that occurs that's going to come. It's going to come, and it's going to come, well, I don't want to like say it's going to be bad, okay? It's going to bring up bad emotions or some deep-rooted hidden emotions that you have, because there's some fear that you have to face and get over to bring enlightenment from. For some of you guys, this is like childhood abandonment issues that you have, that if you haven't dealt with it yet, it could be preventing you from having a healthy, firm foundation, a healthy relationship, right? Like, because you could self-sabotage. That's coming through. This is also coming through as like, for some of you guys, it is separation from a partner, or you separated from a partner and you guys are back together now. And you're concerned about things going back to the way that it was, or there's some sort of guilt here. It's saying not to worry about that. We also have twin energy coming in here. Some of you could get pregnant. It could be twins. You could hear about somebody being pregnant with twins. There could be a birth, a hidden pregnancy, like so a pregnancy that occurs that you're not aware of, with you or with somebody in your family. What we got coming in relationships is we do have a partnership energy here, and partnership is not necessarily romantic. The ideal romantic situation to be involved in is a partnership. But most people are looking for relationships, not partnerships. In relationships, usually there's a trade-off, right? There's an exchange in relationships. Partnerships are 50-50. It's equal. So there is a chance that you could meet somebody that it would be 50-50. It would be equal, which means that you both are receiving and giving. Like, so it's not just one person giving and the other receiving. It's not just one person working towards a goal. It's both parties working towards a goal. So it's like, you know, both. It's basically like, you know, the WWF. It's like tag team wrestling. That's what a partnership's like. It's like when one person gets tired, the other one tags in. You know, they take them out and take them in, you know, and then they take over and they like finish the job, you know, where In a partnership, one person has skills that the other doesn't. They both have weak points and they both have strong points, but the one is strong in an area where the other one is weak, and they can kind of like benefit off of each other, right? It's a teacher-student relationship. You do have potential here of moving forward, of creating some sort of partnership with somebody. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, okay? It could be with a child. It could be with a coworker. There could be a project that the two of you tend to. In your relationship, it's definitely talking about a renewal in your relationship when you let go of the past wounds and the past hurts. All right. And you have two crows here. So again, crows meet for like life. All right. So you have nothing to worry about. There is distance, something to do with distance here. That distance will come together. Right. The distance is making you emotionally off balance, though. It's making you concerned and it's making you worry. And that could be due to like information that you're getting that's not correct. All right. So just again, ensure that you're getting the proper information in and that your thoughts, you're protecting your thoughts. We have with the Knave of Swords here. Well, the Knave of Swords could be somebody that's interested in you, and they do see a firm foundation with you. Like with the King of Pentacles here, the Knave of Swords like sees tradition with you. Like this person can see marriage with you, even. I do see twins though in this reading. Which is weird. So, like, Gemini could be importance to you. Gemini season could be importance to you. It could be when you see. It could also be like planning a trip to go see your spouse for Valentine's Day is what I'm getting. A surprise trip, right? Because if you can't be together due to some sort of circumstance for a while, then you want to ensure that you make an effort to close in that gap. I'm also getting this vibration of there's with this King of Pentacles having a son that the bond, he somehow needs to get a closer bond with his son. I'm not sure why that's coming through. So he could have father issues or some sort of, he could be coming out of almost like a dark night of the soul or despair even. You're really going to have to emotionally support this person that's in your life. I feel like Virgos, if you're a Virgo male and you have projects on the go, it's definitely, they're definitely going to work out. You have nothing to be concerned of. There's new opportunities. They could be at a distance, though. I'm not going to lie. It is saying that it's at a distance. Work is like you're very focused. At work, you do have somebody that's wiser than you that if you're having issues, this person can help you. It is the Hierophant. It's not a specific person that it's coming through, but I feel like this person, the Hierophant, the person that can help you if you're having problems. Okay, what I'm getting is that this person's maturer than you. It is a masculine energy. It's coming through. It's not coming through in any sexual manner. Uh, it's like this person is an immigrant, specifically a refugee. I'm getting specifically a refugee. And that can be from multiple sides of the world. But they've had a journey. They come across very harsh and hard, but they're quite soft. They got a soft spot for you. There is this like my Merlin card when Merlin goes to talk to. In this card, it's a big head, but Merlin goes to talk to the dragon. The dragon gives him kind of a riddle. Merlin doesn't solve that riddle until afterwards. He always understands it afterwards, doesn't understand it beforehand. And it's just the way it's supposed to work out. But this person has a lot of wisdom and guidance and can protect you. If you have questions, then this person is there to help you. That's going to be for a specific person. Um, it seems like structure is quite important to you guys. Like, it seems like you guys are looking for more stability and more structure somehow. Like, you might even be longing for it. It's going to happen if that's what you're longing for. It's very important that you work as a team with other people. So it's like offering help to those people at work that are struggling, that need it. Like it's, you're not doing that to be noticed. You will be noticed for that. But it's like, okay, because I got this image of the dog and this loyal companion. It's like a dog doesn't greet you when you come in because they have to. They greet you because they want to. So there's a sense here too, which is going to be very beneficial for you at work if you're younger than some people, is to have some sort of respect for these other people, the people that have been there longer, asking for help. You definitely don't want to say okay to people like, yeah, I know. You don't want to be doing that kind of stuff if somebody's explaining something to you, even if you know it, just to let them explain it. I don't know why that's coming through, but there's some sort of importance to that. It's like out of respect towards the person. If you don't know something, definitely ask. Don't hand things off if you know the person's not capable of doing it. There could be promotions coming up too. Uh, well, I mean, you got Cancer, Leo, and Taurus here. You also have a Libra energy that's popping through and a Scorpio energy. So any one of those could have importance to you. Um, I feel like in Leo season could be when you move. It might be the opportunity for you to move. Uh, I feel like Cancer season, you're gonna have to like get some things in order. Some things are gonna come to light. Okay. I feel like in Taurus season, you're gonna be contemplating things, and you're gonna get some other pieces to a puzzle. I know this sounds weird. It's what I'm getting though. Uh, that you're gonna have to sit on for a little bit because there's something that's gonna happen in Leo season that's gonna change the current, because I'm seeing water and I'm seeing current change. Uh, You do have Aquarius and Leo energy here, and those are partner signs. That's strange. I'm not understanding that. It could be referring to the North Node and South Node is in Leo and Aquarius right now. If you have any of those energies, it could be things could shift a lot more for you. It's fixed. They're both fixed energies, so what's meant to happen is fixed. There's nothing you're really going to be able to do about it. Whatever you're working on, it's going to happen. Okay, you do have tradition here. All right, like stability. This is like tradition, stability. The Hierophant, it's what's known, right? So it's like marriages. It's like government offices. Some of you could be getting jobs in government offices. I'm getting Aquarius with it, though. Okay, so Virgos, it doesn't, oddly enough, this is not like specifically, and I mean, I'm pretty sure none of my readings are specific to monthly because I do energy, and energy, there's no set time frame with energy. I've done readings where months later, stuff that I brought up in a reading has occurred. But the energies I'm getting here seems, and these are supposed to be monthlies. I'm not doing yearly readings. It's just way too much information for me to even try to download into me. I don't want to try to take that on right now. Yours seems like it's getting tidbits of information for the overall in the year. And that's weird because I haven't gotten that for many people or any of the readings. It seems like, okay, what you're going to do, okay, well, Virgo's like, how you're going to go about things may not be in the most traditional manner, but it is traditional, which sounds weird. So it's the Aquarius energy coming through because Aquarians are ruled by Saturn. Okay, so Capricorn's ruled by Saturn. They're pretty structured and stable. A lot of people look at Aquarians and they think they're not. They are. Aquarians are very business oriented. They're great at making businesses, great at making money. They're great at thinking outside of the box. And they're great at following the rules and traditionally establishing things like in the material realm, but doing it in a unique way. And that's what's coming through here. So you're going to have to learn how to do things in a little bit of a different way. You have also there's two women here. I feel like some of you Virgos have somebody watching you too. There's that song coming through. I don't know who sings it, but there's that lyric in it. I always feel like somebody's watching me. After I said that, I looked at the moon card and I got that song. I wear my sunglasses at night. I don't know why. If somebody likes that song, I don't know why. That song came through. I don't know who sings that, but it came through. For some of you, you may have somebody in your life that suffered a loss. And this would be the loss that they've had would be with the Hierophant here, it's tradition, so it would be family members. So for like instance, for me, this is like this character would be my father because he's a Capricorn. This would be tradition, and then the Three of Swords would be suffering loss. Would be like for me personally, that would be my father suffering. He lost a sister. He also just a few days ago lost a pretty close friend of his. He grew up with childhood friend of his. So you could know somebody as well that's suffering quite a bit. You're just going to have to be emotionally supportive and patient with this person. It seems like they're going to come out of it. You got the Two of Cups here. Right? And with the Knave of Swords here, it's saying that, like, don't be naive. If you have somebody around you that's going through tough times, being harsh with them is not going to accomplish anything. They could be coming out quite childish or harsh themselves. They might go through that, so they could go through denial. You know, the 5 stages of grief, denial is part of that. Denying their emotions. This is also talking about like in relationships, if you're getting back with somebody from the past. I mean, I don't. So you have 3 of Swords here, and you've got like you have this illusion over the past of like things being a specific way, and then you have the Sun here, like enlightenment being brought to it. Like, so you could have thought that there were secrets when there wasn't secrets. It's like almost like somebody, it's not like somebody rejected you or something like that, but it's like somebody didn't have, it could be like somebody didn't have financial backing or something like that, so they were like causing, they could have been causing problems, but they were causing delays so they wouldn't have to admit that they didn't have money. Like the secret's not as big as what you thought it was. Like you may have thought that they were cheating or something like that, and it was just that, you know, there was ego and pride involved. It's Leo. Self-righteousness, even, you know. It's Leo. I know that energy. I got the moon. I got Leo moon. I mean, I don't think I'm as bad as a Leo sun, but I could be. I can be dramatic. I find Leos entertaining, where a Leo moon's even more entertaining. I mean, like, somebody who has a Mars, Venus, Aquarius, and then I got, like, a Saturn, Pluto, South Node, Scorpio, which is all about the feels, you know, and I got a bunch of planets that sit in Cancer, also about the feels, but yet I have energy that's, like, you're not supposed to feel. Mixed in with the Leo moon, who's all and I have my Venus, Aquarius Venus sits in, or my Leo moon sits in Aquarius, the house of Aquarius. So that's his partner sign too, where they're like, they say Aquarians don't feel, Venus Aquarius don't feel. That's, I'm gonna tell you right now, that's a lie, because I'm quite sensitive, and I can be over dramatic. Like Leos, when they get over dramatic, that's their emotions coming out. I've had people like, you know, you ever gone on a date with somebody and went horribly wrong, and then that person was just like an egotistical douchebag? A Leo moon, like as a Leo moon, I've sent them like my response to like somebody's message was like I sent them a link to a music video, you know, like a Nicki Minaj one or a Lady Leisure one. Lady Leisure, Be Humble. I've sent that to somebody before where, oh man. I mean, like when you think about it afterwards, it's probably pretty rude. I mean, the person who sent me the text, what they put in there was quite rude, you know, like I was, and then what I sent them back was just like a slap in the face. It was it made me laugh. Don't even care for me and them laugh, but it made me laugh where some people don't think before they speak. And I mean, it was just like that person, as a Leo moon, Leos are great because they, the best part about a Leo is they can shine, right? Like they're themselves. They don't really care. And they kind of feel bad for people for not being able to be authentically themselves. But at the same time, sometimes Leos need to tame it down a little bit. They do. There are times when they do. My sister's a Leo, so I know all about it. Or, oddly enough, with her, my Aquarian energy comes out. So it could be like, okay, like you could go through one of those experiences like I was just describing, and you want to ensure that you don't do that. Okay, like, so when your emotions are all off balance, like, you know, don't go sending somebody like a Beyonce song that says, you know, that Beyonce song, I'm sorry. Like if somebody comes from the past, or like don't go sending them Nicki Minaj and Sierra, I'm out. Like don't do something like that. Think before you speak, all right, Virgos? Like, you're great with communication. So, like, if you really wanted to, you could hurt somebody too, you know? Like, if you do it, I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna think it's funny, but you want to be aware that there could be a chance that you can't fix the situation, right? So like your emotions can get off because Virgos, we get sensitive, all right? And when Virgos get sensitive, they get moody, all right? And it's usually because people are like, Virgos need time to process things, all right? So like if you're being constantly like picked at, like, you know, like pecked at, like, and you're not given that time to process, that's when you'll start to get like, you'll you'll start to fluctuate. Like you'll try to hide it, like you will try to hide it, but your emotions will be off balance. Like, so you want to ensure like you're going to be quite sensitive, all right? Like you're going to be intuitive too, very intuitive. You could be interested in somebody who has kids too, and that could be intimidating for you. Work looks fantastic though. You really have nothing to worry about except like you want to follow the rules. If you're in a company, you want to know the rules too. So this is like if they have company policies and stuff like that, you want to pick those books up and read them. I'm seeing safety committee too for somebody, safety committee, shop committee, or a shop steward type thing. You could get opportunities to be a boss or somebody like that as well. But definitely people are going to be looking towards you for as an advisor, right? So it's not like they're like looking, there's nothing new there for Virgos. Virgo's like, oh shit, I'm going to give people information. They're not going to take any of the information. They're going to come back. I'm going to be like, I told you so, but I'm not going to say I told you so because that's how nice I am. And I'm going to tell them again, and they're not going to take the advice again, and they'll be back at my door again. It's just like, have patience, Virgo, okay? Because like just because people are adults does not mean that they're like full grown, okay? They can go back to being a child, like inwards. Like when problems occur, you usually divert to how you handle things as a child, how your parents handled them. Okay, and as a child, you know, you can tell a child not to touch the stove because it's hot, but they're still going to go touch that stove to find out for experience. So you got to be patient with people, and you got to treat them with kitty gloves, but you also have to treat yourself with kitty gloves. Okay, so when you start to get moody or sensitive, you want to step back and you want to understand where that is coming from. Why did that offend you? Okay, because if something offended you, it hit home. And if it hit home, there could be a wounding there, something that you don't want to face, you know, where you're like, whoa, that's not me, you know, where there could be an ounce of truth to something or something you don't want to see, but you need to see it. Because I did get earlier in the reading that somehow the universe was going to bring something to you that need to be brought into light, that's deep rooted, that hasn't been dealt with yet, and you need to deal with it. And this is for your highest and greatest good. It's to clear out this negative energy, to put you back on a path of enlightenment, and to give you clarity in your intuition. You have a lot of ancestry energy here, like higher ups looking down on you and guiding you, and like animals could be a great deal of guidance for you. You have the Five of Swords here, which is that is Venus and Aquarius energy. It's a pretty crappy card. It has such a bad name to it. This is a long reading. I don't feel like getting into like trying to break the stereotype on this card, but you know. Okay, so this is a card of victory. You're going to be victorious over any adversities or, you know, any people coming at you. You'll be victorious over it, all right? The only time that this card has a negative impact is when conceitedness comes into effect. So that's like when a person refuses to accept that they don't know everything. This energy will come in, like, and because it's the number 5, it's change. It's not even an energy that has like, I don't want to say control, right? Like the universe kind of uses us like pawns. We're all pawns. We're just vessels. This right here is just a vessel for the universe to do its work, right? Like We all have our part to play. But this card comes into effect when change needs to be done. And it's like, if you see the two people in the back, nobody's hurt, okay? Because everybody, the misconception with this card is like, yo, somebody's going to get hurt and underhanded tactics and yada, yada, yada. It's not like that, okay? The Five of Wands, that's where somebody's going to get hurt. That's action-oriented. That's people with sticks, multiple people all whacking each other, all hitting each other. That's physical harm going to be done, right? This is a Swords card. If you look at this guy's got 2 swords. The other swords are on the ground. The 2 people are walking away in shame because they didn't get hurt. There's no blood, right? Everything's done in the open. Everybody could see it, okay? All that happened to those guys was their ego and pride was hurt. It was bruised. Right? So they're doing the walk of shame. Somebody could have a one-night stand and they're going to do a walk of shame. With the younger air sign, you want to ensure that you're careful because you do have like fertile energy here. So just be careful. Some of you, if you're trying to get pregnant, Libra season's looking pretty good for you. And Leo season's looking pretty good for you. Yeah. You do have Scorpio season here, so that also could mean that you could get pregnant in February around Valentine's Day. Scorpios are made from pure love. That's right. Like when people have a Scorpio child, they usually got knocked up around Valentine's Day. But the Five of Swords here is definitely saying that anybody who's trying any underhanded tactics towards you will be seen. Anybody that's doing anything that's not by the book or by the rules, it is Saturn ruled, will be seen. This is also an energy that will come in if there's bullies around, and it will bully the bully. And I don't mean like bully a bully like the way a bully bullies. I mean like they will take that bully down. Like, because it's Aquarian energy, okay? It's humanitarian. It doesn't serve the higher humanity any goodness. Like it's not doing anybody any good, all right? Being stuck in a situation, change needs to happen in order to get unstuck. So if you want a new partnership, it's like no longer bringing up the past, no pettiness, no, you did this back then, you did that back then, you didn't do this, or you take too long to do that, or, you know, it's like being understanding and nurturing and forgiving, okay? Unconditional love. That's Aquarian, all right? There's no conditions with Aquarius, all right? They don't care who you are, what you do, how much you make, what you look like, what race you're from. None of that matters. For an Aquarian, it's actually more, they're more intrigued, and they're more likely to be involved with people that are different. The weirder you are, the more interested they are in you. If you got insecurities, this energy comes in, and whatever you like hate about yourself or think that's not fantastic or that you're insecure about, this energy, because they're so weird, comes in and it's like, I love it. I love it all. They think it's adorable, or they're a little weird like that. So it's like kind of like trying to see things from a different perspective. It's like seeing the things your partner does as being sweet, all right? Like, it's not Virgos losing your cool at the table, or because somebody's chewing with their mouth open and they sound like a horse. It's not doing that, okay? Like, it's like trying to find the uniqueness. Like, that was probably a bad example because that's something that irks me too, and there's no way to spin that one. And I'm Sag. I can usually turn things to a positive, but that one's like, it's not something I can spin. I've actually walked out of a room once because somebody was chewing so loud. But that's not a them problem. That's a me problem, right? Like, also because I was raised by a Capricorn and an Aries. But this is trying to find the beauty in things that you may not have perceived it as being beautiful or great. All right. So it's like when your partner gets mad at you and how like like let's give an example here. I dated one person once. They barely spoke English. Like I could understand them. I had no problem, right? Like because I've grown up with immigrants and stuff, so it's not a problem for me. And when they would get mad, their English was really good, but they would also like flip flop words around, which I would find hysterical. So like when they would get mad, I thought it was adorable that their English was like so good, which would make them madder. Where like for them it was like it's not a time to be adorable or cute, and for me it was like, well, there's nothing you can really do about it, like use humor to break through conflict. All right, so it's like over exaggerate things if things are really bugging you. Like, oh, I guess you could spin the food thing around. There we go. We got a positive. When somebody's chewing really loud, like, because I went through a phase where my sister lived with me for a while, and she had this like sinus issue where I could like the chewing things was really getting to me. And then finally one day, like, because it's my sister, I started in my Leo moon came out. I started exaggerating and like making jokes about how she chewed and stuff, and we laughed about it. And it fixed the situation. She was more considerate about it, right? Like she knew that it irked me. It's communication. This card is about communication, okay? Because these two people were not willing to compromise any. Okay, so this third character had to come in and like balance the situation. Now it's 5, it's changed, nothing was happening. Think people were going to get hurt, they were going to get like somebody was going to get hurt. This guy came in to like put a stop to that, say there's a peaceful, like with the 2 of Cups here, there's a peaceful resolution to the problem. It's not as bad as you think it is. Like there's a pretty simple solution here, because the communication can be quite naive. All right, like, and anger is just like, it's a way that a person's expressing themselves, but not in the correct manner. So it would be like if somebody's going on a trip and they're flying off and then their partner gets all upset about it and they're like, like they start arguing before the partner leaves. The reason why that person starts arguing is because really they're really wounded inside. They're really hurting inside. They're really sad that that person's going and they don't know how to express themselves correctly. So it comes out as anger. It comes out as, like they're sabotaging in a manner, but they don't know any better, right? So like you need to see things from a different perspective of why that person's doing that. And like this energy can do that. It has that ability to do that, right? Because this is also an energy of, it can really tick somebody off when there's an argument happening, because that energy, the Venus and Aquarius energy, will literally stand there with a smile on its face, allowing you to yell at them and then ask you if you feel better afterwards. They're really calm and cool, collective in a heated scenario. It's quite weird. I know for me personally, like that energy doesn't really kick in until there's conflict with me, like until I'm in a scenario where there's conflict, and my vocab even changes. It's like I'm a totally different person, where I wish I had that kind of vocab in my everyday to-day life. It only comes out in conflict where it's like, whoa, who's that person? And like you have to see things from a different perspective, because the reason why like that energy will allow somebody to yell at them is because they know that they have a lot on their chest, they're holding in a lot, and they understand it. So like they won't get mad because they know that it's coming through from fear or sadness, right? There's some sort of wound that it's coming through, and they're acting it out in just a negative manner. They don't know how to properly act it out. Like they don't know how to healthily. They don't have a healthy way to express themselves. So they're coming off naive. It could be a child even, right? So you got to understand they could be jealous of another child getting attention, so they're acting out. But instead of saying it, they're showing it to you, right? They're trying to get attention from you by negatively using negative reinforcements. because that's what they learned as a child. If it's your partner, it's what they learned as a child through their parents, and it's not like it was intentionally done, you know. It's every generation kind of breaks a pattern, and it's done on a level of awareness. So it's due to whatever you're aware of. Okay, if you're not aware of it, you can't fix it. So you may have to reflect on some traditions, some morals and values that you've had, some things that you've picked up over the line. It could be the way that you handle conflict. What you've seen as a child is the way you're handling conflict in your partnership. All right, and you kind of want to build a nice firm foundation. If you're renewing things with a partner, and start it off on a firm foundation, proper one that's going to build a long, firm, traditional foundation for you. You know, so this would be like you're married today and you'll be grandparents in 40 years, right? And how you'll achieve that is through like being able to have a healthy partnership, compromise, admit when you're wrong and the other person's wrong, right? Virgos, do not do your avoidance thing. Don't start cleaning and avoid the topic or the issue or the problem. You know, you can do that. Like, I'll give you a pass. I don't know if the universe will give you a pass, but I'll give you a pass because I have Virgo for like a day or two to do it. Okay, but if it goes on for 3 days, because, you know, as a Virgo, you need time to process things. Okay, but after you've done processing things, you got to speak up about it. It could be uncomfortable, but it's for the highest and greatest good of everybody involved. You'll be victorious over anything. Don't worry about it. All right, you guys, hopefully that helped you out. Namaste and ciao for now. I'll talk to you in your mid-months.